Off the shelf, La Bataille de Vauchamps, February 14, 1814, from the La Bataille series, but this is a particular design, I think uniquely for this battle and publication in Against the Odds magazine, the annual from 2013. So a random collection or a varied collection of commentary up front and quickly. I'm not a Napoleonics wargamer, and I'm very interested in playing the La Bataille games. So that's all about the games, not about the period. Also significant for me is that 6 or 7 years ago, when I started wargaming on a regular basis, and even at that point I didn't start with Hex Encounter war games, but I think back to that time 6 or 7 years ago, and this is exactly the kind of game that I thought that I would never play. So here I am. This is I'm just not going to do these like I normally do my videos. La Bataille is the La Bataille series is just so big, so venerable, that I'm not going to try any type of exhaustive anything. So these really are going to be play records, I guess. To go along with that, I've already started here. This is not the start of the first or the first scenario. Not trying to. Well, wait. I already have figured out the rules. There's no way I'm going to take all these rules in anything approximating a complete sense. So so this really is going to be by, well, it probably will be by rule, section, chunk, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think with each chunk of the rules I'm even going to get them all right. I mean, not even all right. That's not unusual, but I mean, I'm sure I'm going to completely miss things in each chunk in the early go-throughs. But there's so much interest to keep going, and so I think that I will stick with it, and it will pay off. So okay. So right now I'm looking at the coalition cavalry phase, or charge phase. Well, cavalry. I'm trying to read upside down and small lettering. The coalition cavalry charge phase. Okay. So cavalry charges. And I'm looking at that because I would like this, and I'll get the unit type right. The Lancers. Specifically, they are Lancer cavalry. Lancer cavalry. I would like these Lancer cavalrymen to charge that French infantry. What is that? That's line infantry. French line infantry there. So that's what I want to do there. And over here, I guess it's not a cavalry charge. So, but cavalry related, I guess it won't apply here. I guess I'll just be doing that charge. But over here, I want these hussars. Those guys. So I want them to, I guess, melee the French unit there in skirmish formation. Okay. All right, now back to the cavalry charge here. Okay, cavalry charges, charge restrictions, so it makes sense. So the cavalry unit here, the cavalry unit here will either charge during the charge phase or move during the movement phase. So when's the... Okay, so the charge... Yeah, okay, he is going to move now. Cavalry charge phase, okay. Is good order. He's fresh. He's fresh because he's not fatigued or exhausted. I think that's what that means. Okay. There isn't any... I don't think there is any option for a counter charge. Okay, well, let me do a more thorough check here on the French side. No. Okay, no French counter charge even possible here. Okay, cavalry may charge as individual regiments or as a stack of regiments which are in the same hex. So this is a regiment. This is a regiment because of the 3 dots on top of the unit. Well, I guess nothing here is NATO, so I'm not even shouldn't even pretend to use terms like that. At the top center of the counter are 3 dots indicating that it is a regiment. So this is 1 regiment in the hex. It's going to charge. You know, I wonder if... All right, I'm gonna. Right now, I'm disregarding everything about the scenario. Maybe there's a scenario rule that they can't even charge yet, but I'm ignoring all that. Right now, for this very first demo, they're just pieces on the map. So I'm going through the mechanics. So disregard any type of scenario restriction or whatever. Okay, so now interestingly, in order for a stack of cavalry regiments to charge, basically needs a leader of the right type. That's not an issue here. It's 1 regiment charging by itself, so I think that they're fine. Okay, so I guess... Oh, okay, so it's telling you now when he's only going forward 1 hex, but he's going to go forward into... Each time a charging cavalry unit moves forward a hex, it must move into the frontal hex directly ahead. That's what it's saying. But, well, I won't go into exceptions. So obviously he's already on a hex line. He's going to enter the front hex. Once a unit in a single hex... Now, actually, this doesn't apply. But later on, looks like there's some... Yeah, there is some actually, and maybe... I don't know if it's unusual or not, but no, it is unusual for some other games I can think of off the top of my head. So in this game, it looks like you can actually do some wheeling while you're charging. But anyways, it doesn't apply here because obviously I want him to go straight ahead, straight on to the line infantry there. Yeah, if I need to come back to this, there's actually some formation change options as well. Interesting. But a cavalry unit may only move into clear terrain hexes and may only cross stream or slope hex sides. Okay. Charging cavalry may pass through units in square. Okay. All right, the charging process. At the beginning of the cavalry charge phase, that's where we are now, the active player designates all cavalry units that will charge this phase. All charges must be declared and identified before resolution can start. Okay. So that I like that, and I like to stick to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this charge marker. Now, these markers do not come in the game. I don't know what... Oh, I guess you're just going to designate them, but you're not going to actually mark them. That's how the game comes. Yeah, that's how it comes in the box. I pulled these from La Bataille de Ligny, so I'm going to use them. So I'm using the charge markers from another La Bataille game. So what I'm going to do, and this is just my own, I'm just thinking, and I don't know if this is Right or not, convention or not, I have no idea. But I'm going to actually use the back as the designation, so the order, so to speak. So now I am declaring the charge. And so if I had other charges, I would use more. Where are they? I would go ahead and mark more charges, but just one here. Okay, so I've declared the charge. Each individual charge is resolved separately. Okay, that would include a stack. I guess a stack is an individual charge. Select a cavalry unit or stack with leader and advance. Okay, so now he's going to advance the charging unit stack 1 hex at a time. Paying. Okay, so again, this is just one simple, straightforward, 1 hex straightforward. 1 hex at a time, paying attention to facing, formation, and paying normal terrain movement cost to enter hexes until it either ends the charge adjacent to the target enemy unit in a target enemy square hex, is successfully recalled. That's pretty cool. You can recall charges, possibly, and has expended its entire movement allowance. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna skip some things that aren't clear to me. Charge bonus. They're not going to get charge bonus because they only moved 1 hex straight line towards the target. I think if your last 3 hexes are straight onto the target, you get a charge bonus, which is kind of nice. What that is you'll double the lance bonus. So I guess I still get the single lance bonus, but if you get the charge bonus, you double. I'm sorry, I have that backwards. The charge bonus is you're going to multiply the melee value. So but it specifically says, note it does not double the lance bonus. Okay, so the +3. The +3 is the lance bonus, and morale value is the bottom one, the 24. Okay, so if they had the charge bonus, they would double the morale value. Melee value. So actually melee value was the middle one. Oh man, I'm messing this up completely. Melee value is the 19. Yes, 19 is the melee value. Okay, yikes. Okay. So in my example, the infantry are going to attempt to stand in its current formation. The cavalry unit completes its charge move and ends its charge move adjacent to the infantry. I wonder what happens if you charge them not against a front hex side. Hex side, whatever. All right, so now make a 2d6 morale check that is used to get superior. Okay, let's check. Let's see what modifiers may apply. I don't think any do. So this seems to be a pretty handy play aid here. Reasons for morale checks, go right down here. Infantry unit to stand in its current formation before cavalry charge. Use tables 1 plus 2. So we go to table 1. So all morale checks. Modifier, command morale level, not right now. Disordered, routed, no. Unit half strength, no. Leader's morale modifier, no. Unit present. In this case, unit road march formation, no. Prussian surprise, okay. None of those apply. And then table 2, cavalry charge. That is not pre-melee. Okay, defender being charged. Oh, okay, here's the flank and rear. They're not being charged in the flank or rear. Defender in skirmish formation. No, they're in line. Infantry in line, right there. A defender infantry in line. So the DRM. So a defender's DRM -3. Okay, remember that one. Oh, for the morale check. Okay, so that. Okay, cavalry versus no. Okay. Strength modifier. Table 4. Increment odds. Ooh. Okay, actually the increment odds is 0. So it's -3 for defender infantry in line. And okay, I think I got this right. I assume this is the -3 die roll Oh my. All right, so actually roll a 15, and then -3. So it is definitely well below the unit's morale, so it fails because you want to get above the morale. So the morale here is 24. Wow. Okay, so they did fail. I just assumed they were going to make that. So I think that fail. I think they're disorder in place. So they are disorder, and then they're going to go through with the the mark. So I'm going to mark the charge there for later melee resolution, like that. The game, as you get, because it doesn't have these markers, it says use any unused information marker, and this is the example given in the rules, and you set it straddling attacker and defender. So I'm doing something very similar, except I'm going to go ahead and use the charge marker from another Bataille game. And so there is that, I think, is everything you do in the cavalry charge phase.